Javert was born in prison, to a father who was a convict and a mother who was a fortune-teller. This birth deeply shaped his identity. Born into a place of punishment, he developed a binary vision of the world, honest people on one side, criminals on the other. At the age of 12, Javert witnessed an arrest in the poor neighborhood where he lived. A police commissioner, impeccably dressed and respected by all, arrested a notorious thief who had been terrorizing the neighborhood. That day, Javert observed the power conferred by the uniform, how even the most feared residents lowered their gaze before authority. Unlike his mother, who spit at passing police officers, he was fascinated by this legitimate force. The commissioner noticed this thin boy watching him intensely and gave him a respectful nod, perhaps the first sign of recognition he had ever received from a respectable person. Later, at the age of 15, Javert works as a messenger for a group of petty criminals. One day, he was captured during a raid and taken to the police station. He expects to be treated as his father had been, with contempt and violence. Instead, an older inspector speaks to him seriously, explaining that there is still time to choose another path. The law is not unjust, the old policeman tells him, it is impartial. It punishes the guilty but protects the innocent. I'm giving you the opportunity to decide now which side you will be on. Javert chooses law and order. The inspector, seeing his intelligence and sensing a mind capable of putting it to the service of the law, offers him a position as a clerk at the police station. It is a chance to escape poverty and a chance to belong to the respectable world he secretly admires. This moment of choice represents for Javert not only an escape from his predictable destiny, but also a revelation. The law, in his idealized vision, is the only refuge from the chaos of poverty. By serving the law with absolute devotion, he can transcend his origins and gain a new and respectable identity. Thus, he joins the police force at a young age and sees it as his personal redemption. The law becomes for him not only a profession but an absolute religion. At 17, when Javert has just obtained his first subordinate position in the police force, he learns that his father, still a convict, is seriously ill in the Toulon penal colony. After much hesitation, he requests permission to go there. He arrives at this place he has never visited but which nevertheless defines his entire existence. The smell of sweat and despair, the clanging chains, everything reminds him of what he is desperately seeking to escape. His father, emaciated on an infirmary pallet, doesn't recognize him at first in his modest but clean uniform. When Javert introduces himself, a bitter smile crosses the old man's face. So it's true. My son among the guards. The conversation is tense. Javert remains rigid, standing at the foot of the bed. You could have chosen an honest life, says Javert. You preferred crime. Honest, sneers his father. What chance did we have? Your mother and I didn't have your education. Others this poor choose to respect the law, replies Javert, already implacable. The old man shakes his head. You judge us without having known hunger. You think your uniform protects you, but to them, you'll always be the son of a convict. This remark hits Javert like a physical blow. As he leaves, he runs into his mother, who has come to see her husband. She now makes a living from petty trafficking and fortune-telling. When she saw her son in uniform, her eyes filled with a mixture of pride and betrayal. You've chosen your side, she said simply. You're no longer one of us. I haven't chosen a side, mother. I've chosen order over chaos. She briefly touched his face. You've always been different. Too straight, too serious. Then with a disturbing intuition, this rigidity will break you one day. Javert left that visit more determined than ever. He saw in his parents' eyes not only their disappointment but also a form of grudging respect. That day, he swore to himself that no one would ever be able to say he had failed in his duty out of sentiment or weakness. Compassion was a luxury he could not afford. The slightest indulgence could reveal him as the son of a convict. His severity toward others was only a reflection of his severity toward himself and his origins. His unyielding integrity reflects this desire to prove that he is not like his parents. He stands on the border between the two worlds he has chosen to categorically separate. His final suicide occurs when this binary vision collapses in the face of Jean Valjean's mercy.